Hello all, myself Vedangi and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So guys, my another topic for today's discussion is the case analysis of Daimler Company Limited versus Continental Tire and Rubber Company Limited. So let's begin. So this case is basically a foreign case as decided by the House of the Lords, and this case is very important as it defines the concept of the lifting of corporate wheel. During the First World War, this case came into picture, and the countries, that is England and Germany, they were both enemies at the time of the war. And the wheel in this concept, it refers to the separation of company from its members, directors, shareholders, and therefore protecting the company, the members, the directors, and the shareholders from being personally liable for the debts of the company. So therefore, as we all know that a company is an artificial person, and whatever it does, it works according to the directors, the shareholders, and the members of the company. So if a company is dependent upon the members for its working, so it cannot do anything illegal on its own. Now talking about the background of this case, so this case is considered as an important case because it basically defines the concept of the lifting of the corporate wheel and how this concept applies at the wartime. This case was decided in the year 1916. Talking about the facts of this case, so Daimler Company Limited is a company incorporated in England by Germans. The company Continental Tire and Rubber Company Limited, it is a company in England, and Daimler Company Limited, it entered into a contract with the Continental Tire and Rubber Company Limited for the supply of the tires and rubbers. So some German citizens had a company of manufacturing tires and rubbers, and therefore the citizens, they incorporated a company, subsidiary company of its own in England to sell the tires and manufacture them in Germany. The company incorporated in England by the German citizens, that is Daimler. So all of its shares except one share was held by the German citizens. So Daimler filed a case of trade debt against the Continental Company, and because it was at the time of the First World War and the war was declared between England and Germany. So after the filing of the trade debt, so basically the Continental refused to pay the debt on the reasoning that the company was incorporated in England, and therefore it is considered to be as an alien enemy, because at the time of the war the citizens of other countries and the other continents, they are basically considered to be an alien enemy. So if Continental will pay the debts, then it will sort of look like that they are helping the enemy country, as the money will be used against them, and this will be prohibited at the time of the war. Now the legal issues that were involved in this case was, first of all, that whether Daimler was a German company or not, and whether it will acquire the status of an alien enemy or not. Now talking about the arguments that were raised in this case, so the Daimler company, it argued that the corporation and its members, they are separate legal entity, and as the company is incorporated in England, so this principle will prevail. Also, Continental Company argued that the consideration will govern civil liability and the rights of the property at the time of the peace, and it will differ from the situations that occur at the wartime. Also, when the action was instituted, all the directors of the plaintiff company, they were German residents in Germany. So in other words, we can say that they were king's enemy, and as such incapable of exercising any of its powers vested in them as directors of the company incorporated in United Kingdom. The company being an artificial person, so the acts of the company's members, directors, shareholders, they were functioning within the scope of its authority, and therefore it is the company's act, and definitely it will inherit the enemy character. Now talking about the judgment of this case, so the House of Lords, they held that the Continental Tire was incorporated in England, but its effective control was in the hands of Germany, and therefore the company had acquired the enemy character. The court also lifted up the corporate wheel and found out that since the decision making bodies, the board of directors and the shareholders, they were controlled by the Germany itself, so the company was a German company, not a British company, and hence it was an alien enemy. Talking about the concept that was highlighted in this case, so the concept that was highlighted was the concept of lifting of corporate veil. And whenever the company is in de facto control of the person of the enemy country, then it will be also considered as an alien enemy, no matter that the company was incorporated in England or not. So there is a veil between the corporation and its members, its directors and the shareholders, which protects its members from the liability of the company. And in many cases it seems like that the company and its members are the same, so as to avoid the situation and the conditions of fraud. So here in this case, the majority of shares were held with the citizens of the Germany. So during the war it took the character of the enemy. Now talking about the conclusion part, so here we conclude that this judgment was a landmark judgment in many ways, where it went beyond the classical theory where the company is a separate legal entity, and also it established that particularly during the war time where the majority of shareholders are basically from the enemy country, so the functioning of the business may be affected accordingly. Also in such times, also in the war times, having transactions against the enemy company may result in such consequences, and therefore the court has rightly established that in the time of war the enemy company may act according to its shareholders, and if it is not established in that way, then the transactions would be legal, but in reality the company will inherit the status of an enemy company, and therefore the House of Lords have rightly accepted the appeal and they changed its decision accordingly. So guys, that's all about my discussion on this particular topic. I hope you all liked my video. If you guys have any doubt with regard to this video or to the previous one, then you can comment in the comment section. Also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Let's Click. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye.